Okay, this is the fourth part of Charlie's garden. This is, I don't know why it won't go in any farther, but I don't know. Anyway, this is a huge freaking tomato plant with tomatoes on it, which for some reason, oh, there they are. A couple of them there. There's bunches of them. Boy, it sure smells sweet. There's a few onions in here. Needed to be weeded, but too bad. There's just too much to do. Here are some of the beans. You can see, obviously, we haven't gotten any of them, really. There's bazillions of beans. Don't eat them raw, and if you do, don't eat a lot of them raw. It will make you sick for days. At least it did me. More and more peas. These are peas. These are some of the bean plants which we just picked out today. Here's my little tiller. Ain't you something? These are potato plants which will supposedly give us gazillions of potatoes. Let's see. Here's another row of potatoes all the way down there. Can you believe it? Excuse me. Here's a row of beans, which I hope she's picked most of them out all the way down. More potatoes in these two rows here. Yes, they're getting a little overgrown with weeds, but I can't get between them to pull the weeds, and they don't seem to really matter at the moment. Potatoes are doing absolutely fabulous. Take a look at this monster. Apparently it is squash. It's supposed to be a pumpkin. I don't actually see any pumpkins, but a lot of flowers, which is good. Here's another one over here that's smaller, but it's getting there. Another smaller one, and then you get to this one, which has great big suckers on it. And it's about, I don't know, 20-some feet long. This row here is unfortunately one of each, both beans and potatoes. They grew so much that the rows actually grew together. I'm going to have just so much fun pulling all of these huge freaking potatoes. Okay, this row here is beans. You can see this here. Sorry, I can't change the in and out, but there's two really long rows of beans, which doesn't look like much, but believe me, they produce a huge amount. This is more potatoes and beans. Plants are just huge. Here is a pepper plant with, damn mosquitoes, peppers on it. 2 on that plant. 3 or 4 growing on this one. I think this is supposed to be eggplant. I don't know if we're actually going to get anything out of it. Here's another pepper plant with a couple of big peppers on it. Another eggplant. Another pepper plant. Another pepper plant. In between, for some reason, some idiot put more squash. And there they are. Another pepper plant, more squash, pepper plant, that sucker's 3 feet tall. These are 3 feet tall. Let's see. More pepper plants, lots of pepper plants. And this one here, for some reason, seems to have just one on it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. The garden is huge. We'll never get hungry, that's for darn sure, out of this, but you better like potatoes. Here is the wind turbine just zipping along, making us electricity. Excuse me. They came by today to put a smart meter on my energy system, and I said, no thanks. Anyway, that's it. Everything seems to be growing very well. It'll be much better next year. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I just put a few hundred hours into it and got unbelievable amounts of food out of it. I had to buy a third freezer that maybe I'll be lucky and fill up this year. Let's see, there's a beautiful apple tree here covered with, I think they're yellow apples. Here's another tree next to it that's full of a different type of apple. You can see the backyard, which next year will be turned into a garden. You can see the amount of apples that we have on these trees. Huge amounts. And there's, 15 apple trees here in the backyard. If you look over here, you'll see there's 9 apple trees that are producing a gazillion apples also. All of this in here will be turned into a garden, and over there between the pond and here will also, if necessary, be turned into a garden. I just can't get over this great big freaking wind turbine that just keeps making me power. Anyway, here is the side of the house. Another huge apple tree. And that's it. Talk to you again in the future. Good luck.